Hi guys, I'm Sarah and I thought today I would just do a video that I've done a couple of times before, and it's with my kids. It's a bit of an experiment and a learning thing for them as well. They get $10 each for our family of 5. They have to come up with a dinner to make within that budget. You know, look it up. I went to the online shopping sites. I showed them how to work it out if they needed a bit of flour for the recipe, like, you know, I think one of them needed 3 tablespoons of flour. So I went through with them, how do you work out how much 3 tablespoons of flour costs? So there was a bit of maths involved there, which is nice to get a bit of that in during the school holidays. But it also helps with their budgeting skills. They realise how much certain foods cost, how much it is to make a dinner, not to mention cooking skills that they get from this, and a sense of achievement, you know, when they've found a recipe that they want to make and either it's over budget so they have to adjust the plan, or you know, one of them wanted to include an onion in, but that wasn't quite going to come in within the $10 budget, or, you know, they may or may not include bacon, but how much can we afford? And it really does help, and it's actually more of a challenge each year because I've done this with them each year for a few years running, and the first time I don't think it was that difficult. And each year, of course, food prices go up, but I haven't increased the budget because I'm so mean. But they could still do it, and they did still do it. And my deal with them, of course, is that they can pull their money at the end. So they get $10 each. If they manage to make a dinner for $8 or $5 or whatever, then they can pull their money and buy themselves something treaty. So in this case,
ice cream!
So they all managed to do it. They all managed to come in under budget with a bit of tweaking to some of the recipes. But also, if you're having trouble getting your kids to eat certain things, or even just eat full stop, some kids are stubborn about it, this will encourage them. Of course, if they've made it, they'll want to eat it. Doing something like this, of course, you want to work to their abilities. I think the first time I did it, as I said, I had my little fella sitting up on the bench, and he mostly did manage to do it all himself with the aid of me passing him things and that sort of thing. But really, I was just verbal instructions this time. The only part I had to get involved was chopping the whole pumpkin. I just had to start it off and chop it into a half, and my daughter had it from there. So that was the only thing that I actually had to do. I'll show some little clips while they're making it as well, as to how, you know, me at the computer with them, showing them how you work things out. Just in case it gives anyone ideas of what they could do with their kids, or even if it just helps you know how I work things out. First child, Aston, master 9-year-old, he is going to make, what are you making?
Macaroni cheese.
Macaroni cheese, his favourite dinner. This one did come in under the $10 budget, just, I think we had like 20 cents to spare. 21 cents to spare. So this is one of those adaptable things, so you can put, we thought about putting onion in with it, didn't quite come in within budget. We want to start pre-cooking our pasta, Aston, so we want a big pot. I am hands off. Need a few big decent nobules of butter, or on a budget table spread. If we take $1.19 and if you divide that by 500, so that gives you a price less than 1 cent per gram. So we take that number times 42.5 equals, so there we go, so that'll cost you about 10 cents for 3 tablespoons,
10 cents.
yes, of butter. And just tablespoon at a time, put some flour in there, mix it about. You want to get it so that it becomes almost kind of like Play-Doh. So mix it all up. Those $2.29. Do you want to check the warehouse? Because last week it was cheaper in the warehouse. $1.90 for 1.5 kilos.
And so how much was
So,
1.5 kilos?
we
So
need
$1.90.
You can chuck the pasta in the pot. Down a bit. So that's $1.50.
And
That's-
what about so the $1.50 and the cheapest is $1.50? Okay, yeah, that's cheapest.
Nope, you want to tip it in a little bit at a time, and as you tip it in, stir it into that. And it'll still be a bit pasty at first, so just put a bit in. You might not even need all of that. Oh,
What?
cheese is on special. I bet it's
La la.
$9.39 a block. Hang on, I'll see how much is at countdown. We need 300 grams of cheese,
300.
and it's $9.39 for 1 kilogram.
what?
You mean how many grams
Yeah.
are in a kilogram?
1,000, I know that, but how
Yes.
many grams?
We need 300 for the recipe. So how many grams does it get you?
One.
It gets you 1 kilogram.
Oh, 1,000.
Yep. So we got a bit of a deal with the bacon. We looked online and looked up the price of bacon. But then I saw this at Pack and Save, and often like the bacon bits, you get really funny chunky fatty bits, but that's all looking quite decent. It's pre-cooked bacon bits, and it was $10 for 1 kg. Yep, you can give that a stir around. Want to add about 300 grams of grated cheese.
300 grams.
Is the pasta looking al dente? Did you want to get a bit and just bite into it? And blow on it. Be hot. just bite into it. See if it's slightly firm to the bite.
Need a bit
Shall I
more.
have a check? 'Cause it will cook a little bit more as well in the oven. Oh no, it's pretty good. That's probably how we want it. So you want to get a colander and drain that.
Oh, do I need double cheese?
Well, we'll drain the pasta because we don't want that to end up overcooked and mushy. Multitasking. Right, that's the pasta. Right, cheese. With salt, like maybe a teaspoon's worth, and just have a little taste. Make sure it doesn't need anything. Hot. What do you think? Is it good? Can I have
I'm not sure.
Oh, that seems pretty good to me.
You can definitely taste the mustard.
Very bacony. We want to get a dish.
Oh yeah, I know what type you're talking about.
What happens when it's been sitting for a bit?
I have a feeling it's gonna happen.
On
200?
bake for about 200. Yep. That's the one. For about 20 minutes. I hate to be a killjoy, but we need veggies. Start. No, start. No. Hey.
21.
21
Yeah, I was
cents.
right.
So there we go. You could make that with 21 cents to spare.
In my pocket.
So we'll see. Well, it depends. If you guys all have some money to spare at the end, you could pull your money left over and get something yummy.
Very, very, very yummy.
Very, very,
Yes.
very yummy.
And I like the breadcrumbs on top because I like the crunchiness.
How did he do, love?
That is pretty good, son. Congratulations.
That is awesome. That's good, legit macaroni.
I like it.
Definitely taste that bacon all the way through. That's yummy. Cool. Next child's turn. Samantha's going to be making some pumpkin soup with toast because you need donkey toast with it. Excuse the extra in the background. She's just making popcorn for reasons. Now, so first thing we need to do, we need to make the bread. We're not just buying a loaf of bread.
Isn't it like a tablespoon of that?
Yep. Or a heaped dessert spoon we tend to use. And you can commentate what you're doing to the camera as well.
I am now wanting my mother over the chicken.
That's not what I had in mind. Shall I do that?
You should get me there.
That looks perfectly fine, just your fingers are faulty. So we need to divide $1.90 by 1,500. So that's the price per gram. We need 4 cups. So I can tell you that there is 125 grams of flour in a cup. So if you times that by 125, you'll get a price for 1 cup of flour.
64.
See if you're right. Times that by 4. This is the most awkward thing to watch.
I agree. Maybe you should just do it.
No, I'm hands off.
Okay, maybe I should fast forward this bit.
Yeah, I'll fast forward. So, now cover the bowl. While it's rising, we'll start chopping some pumpkin. In my humble opinion, the best pumpkin soup is when you roast the pumpkin first. Oh yeah. So, pumpkins were $3.99 each at Pack and Save, so of course we chose the biggest. I have known people who said they literally get the pumpkin and they go outside onto the cobbles and slam it down on the ground and it breaks. I tried doing that once and it just bounced.
Alright, I want to try that one.
No, I don't want to risk smashing it to bits, but no, not while we're recording. Okay, do you need me just to get it started? What was that? You take the towel off.
Where's the towel?
You know what I mean?
Try to.
Well, sprinkle a bit of flour on it. Put that to one side for a bit. So, about 300 grams-ish of carrots. So carrots, $3.39 per kilo. Oh, odd bunch, $2 for 1.5 kilos. Yep, that's the deal. How many grams are in 1.5 kilograms?
1,500.
Yep. You take that $2, you divide it by 1,500. So that is the price per gram. You need about 300 grams. So that is the price for 300 grams of carrots.
I walked all that out of my head.
$3.59 for 12.
Divide by 12.
So it's about So it's how much per OXO cube, and we need 3. We need 3 of those.
Times 3.
Yes! Brain is doing good.
Seriously?
Yes.
90 cents.
Right, let's have a taste. Have a blow on it. See what you reckon.
Pepper or salt?
Pepper or salt. Put a bit of salt and pepper in. That's a good looking loaf of bread. Alright, how did Sam do?
Yes, brilliant.
It's actually very nice.
It's very nice. What do you think, Sam? Did you do good?
I did a wonderful job.
That's good. That is good pumpkin soup. I like that. Next up is Olivia. She's going to be making pizzas. She's going to be making about 6 individual little pizzas. So this is something that she actually did before with the other kids, and they actually made their own individual pizzas, but of course the rule is she has to be making dinner, so she's doing it. She's making Dad too, because he's a growing boy. But they're quite filling, and yeah, it came to about $7.80, didn't it, we worked out. So, go. Okay. I'll just use the bowl I just made crackers in. It hasn't had anything offensive in it. I just haven't quite cleaned the flour off it. Be fine.
2 cups warm water, 6 tablespoons sugar, 9 teaspoons yeast. Now we're going to put this to one side, and 6 cups plain flour. Two and a half teaspoons of salt. I'm going to mix this up nice and well. Then we add our tri-flour mixture into this. Well, just add the 2 together. I'm using this because it's a bigger bowl. Make sure to mix it up nice and well till it forms a dough-like consistency. If the dough's too sticky, add a bit more flour. If it's not got enough liquid in, add some water. Okay, so now we've got this nice big dough ball. Normally you'd leave this to set for about 10-20 minutes. Unfortunately, we're a bit pressed for time tonight. So, time to separate it out and roll it into bases. One tin diced tomatoes.
I think last time Olivia actually went and got some borage leaves out of the garden and
Diced them up and put them in. That
awesome.
worked well, but
Yep.
that
You could
wouldn't come
also-
within budget this time. So.
Yeah, I mean you could also add like a spoon of garlic, a spoon of salt.
Mushrooms
mix
work
it up.
well.
Mushrooms, awesome, but we just think we were on a budget.
Now for the toppings, we've got some ham here, so it's the first thing on. Of course, you can put these on in any order. Onion. Of course, it's not a pizza without cheese. And we're going to have a squirt of barbecue sauce in each. Now pizzas are ready to go in the oven. We're putting them in at 180 degrees.
professional review. Hot. The professional reviewer says blow on it first.
It's good.
Yeah, that's pretty good. The barbecue sauce really adds a nice flavour to it. Shout out to Mrs. RL, thanks for teaching me this recipe.
That's a good pizza. Base is good. Toppings are just nice and basic. Awesome.
That is very, very, very yummy.
Just as a wee treat for those of you who managed to watch right to the end, my daughter and I did an impromptu musical number that I didn't think would be left in, but she gave me permission to leave it in. It's terrible, but it's a random everyday thing that happens in our house. So enjoy the musical, hit the like button, leave me a comment down below, any song requests, and hit subscribe, and we'll catch you next week. Bye.
Triangular pizza, who cares? I like it that way. Ain't nothing but a heartache. Tell me why. Ain't nothing but a mistake. Tell me why. I never wanna hear you say I want it that way. But
I could keep that in.
are two worlds apart and reach to your heart when I say I want it that way. Tell me why. Ain't nothing but a heartache. Tell me why. Ain't nothing but a mistake. And tell me why.